Hello, welcome to Adventures with Chad and Sherri. Have you ever been faced with the decision to cancel or postpone your travel plans due to weather? Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about cruising during hurricane season, our personal experience with Hurricane Beryl, and would we book another cruise during hurricane season? Let's get started. Hurricane season runs each year from June to November. The summer months are a popular time to cruise. So how do you plan for the possibility of a hurricane? One thing you can do to protect your investment is to purchase travel insurance. Should you need to cancel your trip, travel insurance can help you recover some, if not all, of the cost of the trip. Talk to your travel agent about travel insurance. They have access to a wide range of policies and affordable options. Cruise lines want the cruise to continue even if there is a storm, of course with the safety and comfort of the crew and guests as a priority. You need to be prepared for possible delays, itinerary changes, and maybe even the cancellation of your trip. Also know that seas can be rough, so make sure you pack some motion sickness medication. If you know there is a storm that could possibly impact your trip, be aware, but don't worry too much. There are a few things you can do to prepare. If you have any obligations, such as work or family events that are scheduled to happen right after your trip, you might want to notify your job or family in the event your ship is unable to make it back to port as scheduled. Also, pack for an extra day or two. This includes clothes, essential toiletries, and self-care items, and medication. Consider purchasing the internet package for at least one device so you can stay in contact and relay information as needed. We have experience cruising with a hurricane. A few days before our cruise, Hurricane Beryl was forecasted to come across the Yucatan Peninsula and then make landfall in southern Texas. Our ship was scheduled to be in port in Cozumel the day after Hurricane Beryl made landfall. We were worried about whether our itinerary would be changed or if the trip would be canceled. Chad called Royal Caribbean and they told us no changes had been made and they would notify us by email if there were changes. Almost every sailing has a Facebook page. It's a way for people to connect and share tips, and a way for everyone to get excited for the trip. We found the Facebook page for our sailing and joined. The posts were mostly focused on the storm, and there was a lot of worry and anxiety. A lot of people had the same questions we had, but there were several people who said they had been through this before and that we would be fine and just not to worry. When we didn't receive an email from Royal, we decided we would go ahead and be there for an adventure with a hurricane. Did you know you can observe the captain and crew at work on the bridge of the ship? There is even a key on the observation deck that identifies what each screen is on the console. Our captain was awesome and communicated with us often. As we were going out to sea, he announced that our safety and comfort was his primary concern and to enjoy our cruise. He was going to keep us in the sunshine all the way to Mexico. We arrived in Cozumel the day after Hurricane Beryl hit. The port area was in great shape. Our excursion to Playa Mia did get canceled and we were refunded immediately. We also were notified by email, a message on our phone, and by a letter left in the room by our cabin steward. We were invited to come to the shore excursion desk to book a new tour. They apologized for the inconvenience and offered us a $15 discount on a new excursion. Royal Caribbean really tried to make the best of a situation that was completely out of their control. As we left Mexico, we realized the storm was now headed to Central Texas and not South Texas. Our awesome captain announced that we would be staying behind the storm at a safe distance and we would have plenty of sunshine to enjoy. Later, we noticed the ship was slowing down and it almost seemed to be sitting still. Again, the captain made an announcement and told us we would be arriving a day later, so we got an additional day at sea. The cruise director made the same announcement a few minutes later, and a letter was also placed on our stateroom door. The letter reiterated what the captain had already told us, that we would be arriving in Galveston on Tuesday instead of Monday. And he said to please note the situation remains very fluid and we're committed to keeping you informed every step of the way. The letter went on to give us instructions about debarkation, and then to stay in touch, Royal made a way so that people could call home if they needed to. They said, we know you need to communicate with family, friends, airlines, hotels to start planning for your trip home. So they made phones available at guest services, but they also provided the internet package at one per room so that people could call and make those arrangements. If flights had been arranged with Air to Sea, they automatically adjusted the flights so that you didn't have to do that. If you made your flights on your own, you would have to call the carrier and change your flights, but they covered change fees up to $200 per person for domestic flights and $400 per person for international flights. And then they gave instructions for how to get those reimbursements. And then they said to make it for the last minute change, they extended the packages that you purchased at half off. The next announcement said that the Port of Galveston continues to remain closed. Before they can let us safely return, and as a standard procedure after storms, they must complete a full nautical survey of the port. As a result, we now expect to arrive in Galveston on Tuesday at approximately 1 p.m., depending on the outcome of the survey results. And then they said to please know that the situation is fluid. They also went on to give more instructions about debarkation, because now that had changed, how to stay in touch back at home, and again, the Wi-Fi vouchers were offered. Flights needed to be changed, so if you had to make changes to flights, they gave instructions for that, and that you would be reimbursed for the change fees. And then under compensation, they decided to go ahead and extend whatever packages everybody had bought at no charge instead of 50% off. So, would we cruise again during hurricane season? Absolutely. We felt like Royal Caribbean kept us well informed. The captain was awesome at making timely announcements. We felt they did a good job compensating people and providing reasonable discounts. Royal Caribbean provided great customer service to compensate for an event that they had no control over. We hope this helps ease your concerns about cruising during hurricane season. If you have any questions, comment below and we'll do our best to answer. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps our channel grow. That's all for today. We'll see you on our next adventure.